The purpose of this video is to quickly provide you with some clues to discern whether you, or someone else, is affected by a Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit infests both women and men. This type of spirit is increasingly common in our society today. There are many reasons why one can contract it. I'll mention a few. Any act of sexual or physical violence against us can give access to this type of demon within us, such as sexual abuse, rape, incest, and molestation. Another entry point can also be any deviant sexual behavior, perverse sexual acts, by which I mean orgies, partner swapping, sadomasochism, degendered relationships, sodomy, and also excessive masturbation and pornography. This spirit also affects people who have practiced magic, witchcraft, or any form of spiritual or mental control over others, or domination over others. These practices also include any supernatural experience, any activity related to mediumship, New Age, or the worship of deities linked to the elements of nature. Feminism opens another door, as it underlies a form of hatred toward men, who are considered to be dominated. What are the characteristics of a Jezebel spirit? This spirit seeks above all to control and dominate through any form of seduction, psychological, spiritual, or sexual seduction. The infested person will make themselves as attractive as possible. Sex is one of the means of control, manipulation, and submission that a person affected by this spirit will use to dominate others and control their lives. This other person who represents nothing to her, who is interchangeable, and for whom she doesn't even have compassion. This relationship with the other person doesn't extend beyond the sexual act. This spirit also infiltrates the church and attacks church leaders, gaining a prominent position from which to control religious figures and the faithful through false spirituality, false prophecies, false teachings, and idolatry. It imposes excessive religiosity or religious attitudes on parishioners. It seeks positions of authority through any form of seduction, not necessarily sexual, in order to shine, feel superior to others, and dominate them. An infested person enjoys the company of people with weak characters, so that it can easily and better dominate them. The spirit of Jezebel impacts the political world, the workplace, social and community environments, and especially marital relationships and the family. The second characteristic of the Jezebel spirit is its warlike spirit. If you enter into conflict with someone afflicted by this spirit, they will not tolerate the possibility of you being right. They will wage war against you. If they lose the war, they will declare another, and so on until they can subdue you and win, even if it means destroying you. All means will be used to destroy you and win. Lies, false testimony, and the distortion of the law, which the spirit completely disregards. The Jezebel spirit has no fear of God. It mocks all forms of morality. The important thing is to win at all costs. This spirit is capable of destroying everything around you, your husband or your wife, your children, all your social supports, and turning people against you, including false witnesses. It will use fear to paralyze you, a demonic fear that blocks you. It is capable of creating depressive and suicidal states, both in those infested and those it is fighting. It can make you feel guilty, useless, and worthless. The infested person is merciless towards the one they are waging war against. A person afflicted with the Jezebel spirit is proud, always arrogant, and never wrong because it is always the other person who is wrong. This spirit pushes you toward unbridled and perverted forms of sexuality. The sexual act is sacred. It can even be ritualized. Jezebel can push people to change sex. It is difficult to cast out this type of spirit. A person affected by this spirit will not bear to be told they have it. The Jezebel spirit does not remain alone. It coexists with other demons in infested people, such as Satan or Mammon, or other types of demons. If you yourself are affected by a Jezebel spirit, you will feel completely dejected, depressed, and excessively fearful. This spirit can even come at night in your sleep to have sexual relations with you. Each of you must be submissive to one another in your romantic relationships. Learn to respect one another. And don't use your entire mind to control others, because you will end up being controlled by this demonic spirit yourself. If you want to delve deeper into the subject, you can look into other deities, which are ancient forms of Jezebel, such as Ishtar, Anat, Astaroth, Astarte, Diana, Aphrodite, Isis, Kali, Lilith, and the practices of Baal. And read in the Bible the passages about Queen Jezebel and King Ahab, with the prophet Elijah, and the warrior Jehu who will kill Jezebel, who in her last moments will have dressed up and made up to make herself attractive and desirable in order to escape death by thinking of seducing Jehu.